What's good, guys? It's Joseph, and today we're going to be creating these three types of, simple animations that you can make on your text. It's going to be 100% After Effects. You're not going to have to worry about having any third-party plugins or anything like that. And I'm trying to keep it minimalistic and simple and modern, just to, not put any extra flair or anything. Trying to keep it professional, just in case you're doing some work for a client that, just wants something simple that it's going to get your point across and not have anything extra. And so that's the style we're going with today. Let's go ahead and get started. I got After Effects opened up. I got my layout. I'm going to go ahead and make a composition. I'm trying to go at a relatively slower speed, just in case you guys are new out there. But we're going to be working with the range selector, and we're going to be, customizing it and doing a bunch of different stuff with it. Hopefully it's not too long of a video, but let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to have my main composition here. You can copy the settings if you want. We're working in 1080p. I am going to go ahead and make a new background layer. I'm going to make it white. Prefer to work on white, white background. I'm going to have a text. I'm going to type in modern using Gotham font. I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to center it up. When you're choosing a font to work with here, you're going to want to use one that's kind of bold and kind of, easily readable. Because if the font is not really legible, then it's not doing the job right. So this is what we got going on here. So we're going to create a few different iterations here. I'm probably just going to stick with 3 simple ones. And then you can go in, use what I've taught you, and kind of make your own, because a lot of these are really customizable, especially if you get into, writing scripts and you're writing expressions and stuff to make things go overshoot or whatever. And I'll tell you what, I'll show you what I mean when we get started here. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with a simple position. So I'm going to you open up, it's called twirling down when you hit this little arrow right here. You open it up on the text, you go animate, you click on that, and I'm going to go ahead and use position. So I'm going to go ahead and click on position. Nothing happens, obviously. And what you can do is just move the position down, and then if you go to your range selector, you see the offset here, you can animate that, and that's all you really need to touch to drive this animation. That's all you need. Or you can use start and end, but I normally just use offset because you can go back and forth with it. So I'm gonna make a keyframe for offset, and I'm just gonna go a second or so forward just to show you guys what's up. So basically, wherever you put the position, so if I go here and I go back to the position down here, I can put it down even further and kind of customize it like that. So if I go to the beginning, I put the position outside of the frame, the letters are going to come from the bottom. I personally don't really like how that looks. It's a little bit too much for me. So what I would do is I'm going to go ahead and move the position back up, and I'm gonna make it a little bit lower. Let's see. And then what I would do, I would go to where the animation's done, zoom in a little bit, make sure nothing's selected down here in the timeline. Just go to the square tool, rectangle tool, whatever. Just draw a little one over the modern text, and then go over here to your align tab. If you don't have it, go to your window, click on align, and just center it up. And then make sure you have, I'm going to call this an alpha matte. You'll see why in a second. Nope. So you're going to want to go to your modern, go to track matte. If you don't see that, there's toggle switches and modes down here. Just click that. And then you're going to want to click on none and then alpha matte. And what that's going to do is wherever this rectangle is, that is where you're going to be able to see your text. So whenever it's not there, you can't see it. And so I think that's a good size. You can customize it a little bit, make it smaller, bigger. Still going to do the same job. And so that's it. I'm going to go to my keyframes, just highlight them, press F9 real quick, or right click keyframe assistant, It's going to ease those keyframes. I'm just going to go ahead and go to the graph editor, drag them, click on this right point, just drag it a little bit so it slows down towards the end. And that's a nice clean looking text animation. You can slap that anywhere because it's all transparent behind this. So like you can put it on top of whatever and then it'll look pretty nice. So that's the first thing we're doing. You can go into animate here and you can add a property to it. For example, like rotation, and that's going to add it right under this animator. What you can do is it's basically going to, like, you don't have to create any keyframes or anything. If I just rotate this, like let's say I do, or what was it at the beginning? I'll just do 45 degrees to the right. It gives it that look. Because what it's going to do is just going to put that into the range selector, and we're only using these 2 keyframes to drive it. You can take it a step further and you can just keep going with it. Like say if I made it so it was like completely straight, or not completely straight, but like if it's like spinning, but it doesn't really look like it because you can't see it. It's just one of those things you just gotta play around with, and I think I'll leave it like that. I think it looks pretty cool like that, and so that's the first iteration we're gonna do. And I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this, and we're gonna do another version of it. I'm gonna delete these keyframes, or I'm just gonna twirl down in here and just delete the whole animator because it's all under one animator. So now we just have the regular text here. I'm gonna hide the first one so it doesn't bother us for the next one. The next version we'll do is let's go ahead and go to animate. You can pick whatever one you want. Like this time we'll do scale, and there we go. Or I didn't pick scale, I picked skew. We're gonna do scale, and I'm gonna put the scale all the way down to 0, and then just open up that range selector and do the same thing. Go to offset, go about a second forward. Gonna put it all the way to 100, and there you go. That's all you got. Go to your keyframes. I'm gonna go ahead and drag this all the way to the left. I don't think I dragged the other one quite all the way. I'm just gonna line them up. I'm gonna line these keyframes up just for previewing what's actually going on, because I'm gonna show you guys what these look like in the beginning of the video anyway. And so that looks pretty good in how it is. We can customize it even further, obviously. You can go to your properties, and with this selector right here, this is what I was talking about, is if you have an expression or anything that you want to animate like extra, you can play around with it if you want, but I'm just going to go ahead and stick with these properties right here. And so we did rotation last time. Let's go ahead and mix it in with a tracking, and that's the space between the letters. And so for example, if I just drag this up, the letters are going to appear as if they are coming in from the right. And you can even, I'll go ahead and do it. You can stack a rotation onto that as well. Rotate that 45 degrees. And so now you got letters coming in just like that. Pretty easy. Like it's all being controlled by 2 keyframes. So you can probably use any and all of these if you wanted to. But like I said, we're keeping it simple. We're keeping it minimal. And so I think this is a good one that I think we'll just stop with that one. I think it's different enough that we don't need to add any more. So we'll do one more just to show you guys like different things you can do. But you probably get the gist of it right now, but let's just go ahead and create something off the top of our head. I'm going to delete this animator. We'll do something different. Let's see. Let's just go. We haven't messed with skew yet. Let's do that one. Skew. Basically, that kind of makes the text. It kind of stretches it a little bit depending on what you're doing it with. And so, like, say if I skew it a little bit, because you don't want to do too much, because then it kind of messes with the legibility I talked about earlier. So let's do like just, I don't know, like 10 maybe. and then you can mess with it like this. Gives it like a little 3D effect. We'll do 10, we'll do -10, and then, actually, +10, and then maybe we will add a rotation. And maybe we'll add the rotation in a second. Let's just see what it looks like when we offset. Okay, that makes sense. So the text starts and then it's kind of just going. So something that you might want to do here is that might be something you want to do after like the text comes up and then it kind of goes through that. And so I'm not gonna like do that because you guys probably get it by now, but I feel like this specific instance right here, so I'll just go ahead and make my keyframe with the offset, and then I'll drag it forward. I'll easy ease these. I feel like in this instance it needs a little bit more, and so let's go ahead and add just another animator. I think to keep it separate, we'll do opacity. And then for this one, we'll put it to 0. And then for range selector, we will do another. And then we'll go to 100 right here. There we go. I think that looks dope. I'm going to highlight these. And then if you want, I don't know if this makes any difference, but if you wanted to, you could put this one on top. I don't think it doesn't do anything, but just for the purpose of being organized, it's just up to you. It's user preference. And so those are the 3 little things that we came up with just in this one video. They're really simple, but I just wanted to show you guys what can be done, if that makes sense, with this. So let's see. That's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and at me on Twitter, or you can comment down below. I hope you guys learned something in this. I'm trying to be more active, trying to think of new videos that I haven't really gotten into in the past, so I'm going to be bringing a lot more content to the channel. If you stuck around this long, make sure to like and subscribe. That really helps me out a lot. It gives me the motivation to just keep going. But I love teaching the program. I love showing you guys how to do stuff, and I like talking to you guys and interacting with you guys. But other than that, if you guys have anything, let me know. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I'm out. Peace.